Dennis Jr. here with Zager Guitars in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm out with my father, Denny Sr., behind the barn. We had a ZAD900 acoustic going out today, and I saw it on the wall, and I thought I'd grab it, take it out here, and I thought we could go around it and show you more about it. This is our big guitar. This is our flagship model, the ZAD900. This is the full acoustic. I will say about 95% of our customers go with the acoustic electric, but I have a few customers who just want the pure acoustic. They don't plug in, they don't want those electronics or anything like that, and they go for our full box acoustic. And I will say this guitar with the full box has a slight edge sound-wise, simply because we aren't missing that cutaway here. The little chunk isn't taken out, but I will say they're very close. You are splitting hairs when you're, going down between a cutaway and a non-cutaway. The full box will have a slight edge, but they're very close. This one, I left our sound hole baffle in it. A lot of customers ask us, what is this piece that you ship them with? And this is a sound hole baffle. And we include these for two reasons. Number one, we have a lot of artists and players using our guitars in the studio, and sometimes our guitars are so powerful they overpower the mics just a little bit in the studio, and that baffle will take care of that. It gives you a little bit more subtle sound. It will not overpower the mics. My dad's had the same thing happen, especially on these full box acoustics. The other reason we put them in is it seals the wood inside the guitar and keeps the water inside your guitar. So if you're storing your guitar, let's just say on the wall, that sort of thing, which I probably don't recommend. I always say keep them in the case whenever possible. My dad and I argue about this because he leaves his guitars out everywhere around the house. And again, it's because they're easy to grab and play. But the caveat in that is woods do get dry. If just the sun's on it all day, you got a vent near it, that sort of thing, it will start to dry out your guitar, and dryness is your enemy in guitars. It really does dry out the woods, warping the woods, so you get buzzing strings and eventually get a crack. These sound hole baffles, this plug here, actually plugs up the air inside that guitar, so it keeps the woods more moist. You can even put a humidifier inside of there if you need to rehumidify and bring the woods back up. We have a process for that. But a lot of customers ask us, what's that baffle for? And that's why we include them. Again, back to the ZAD900 here. This is our full box dreadnought. Most of our customers buying our 900 series are coming from Martin D35, Martin D45, high level Santa Cruz, Taylor 9, sometimes Taylor 8, though I will say most of our Taylor 8 players go with our 80 series, which is a cedar top. This is the big one. If you want the best in playability and the best in sound, this is the guitar. I've got customers coming from all brands, models, all price points, up through $10, $12, $15,000 guitars who buy this guitar, not just because of its playability, but because of its sound. If you don't know about the playability and how our guitars are different, I'll go through those things quickly here. We have a special bracing system in our guitar that is very thin and flexes just a little bit as you hold down the strings here up on the fretboard, meaning you don't need to press down near as hard, about 50% less, and that makes a world of difference. If you're an advanced player, veteran player, we have got a lot of artists on stage who say they can go 2 hours instead of 1 hour sets, so there's a big difference there. And if you're a beginning player, that can make the difference between you playing guitar the rest of your life and giving up altogether, because when you have no strength in your hands just starting out and you're trying to clamp down on this neck and form chords, it's very painful. And on a guitar like this, where you barely have to press to make your chords ring clear and true, it's really a godsend. You really do feel it. It makes practice a joy instead of pure pain. So that's part of the equation. The other part is our string stance. We use a little bit wider string spacing. A lot of players think we have a wider neck. We do not. We just do more with the spacing. A wider neck actually slows you down a bit. A lot of players use that thumb of the left hand, as my father's demonstrating here, And with our guitars, we place that big string right close to the edge there, where you can actually pull that fatty tissue of your thumb right over that edge and form your chords. And that makes a world of difference versus when you have your string pushed way in here and you can't reach it. And again, this extra space, and it's not much. When you look at it, it's very hard to see this, but when you get your hands on it, you just feel it immediately. You're just not making the mistakes you used to make. There's just a little bit more space. You're not, especially you bigger fingered players, you're not leaning on adjacent strings causing buzzes and rattles. So it really does, you hear it right away. Naturally, I call this our 51-year neck design. It's taken my father about his lifetime here designing this neck. You know, it's just the feedback we've gotten from 50 years of sending guitars out to players and artists around the world. And we're always refining this neck, but it's at its best right now. I have more customers coming from more different brands who just absolutely love that neck. It's very natural in your hands. Some might call it a bit of a low oval C shape. It's very thin front to back, but still we keep that width here so you're not leaning on adjacent strings. So it's a very delicate balance. Other parts of the equation here, we use a custom fret design, a custom soft fret wire, so you don't get that string bite on your fingers. Naturally, we have the basics covered here. Only cow bone saddle, only cow bone nut. You would be amazed how many manufacturers are still using plastic for these parts. Kind of a sin in the guitar industry, in the high-end guitar industry. Only Grover, genuine Grover tuning machines on our guitars. That's all we've used probably for the last 35 years. Look at Grover, they're considered the best in the world. You see them on $20,000 and $30,000 guitars. They are the best. We use them on all of our guitars. This guitar is naturally a bit special. It is our 900 series. You'll see certain things on it you will not see on any of our other guitars. One of these things is our satin neck finish. I'm sure you've seen satin on some guitars. It's a very smooth finish. You don't hang up on your hand, especially on humid days. It just slides down. But what's very rare is to have a satin neck with a gloss body, and that joint is very hard to get right. That's why you don't see it on but maybe 3 to 5% of guitars out there these days, because it's very hard to get right. I think Taylor uses it on their 9 series, which is about an $8,000 instrument. I don't know if Martin's using it on their D45 right now or not. They may be, but that's about a $10,000 instrument. You just don't see this. And again, it's just a matter of getting this joint right, because you're running satin finish into gloss, and not too many builders can get that correct. This is a full solid rosewood design and a Sitka spruce top. If you look at the flagship models of the top 10 guitar makers now in the world, I think all of them use solid rosewood with Sitka spruce. It's just the quintessential combination for the best guitar sound. If you like it deep, rich, with sparkling highs, these are the woods to use. This one naturally has our curly maple binding. Again, you rarely see this on anything but the really high level guitars. If you look close, you can kind of see that different shading around there. It's hard to see, but again, I think Taylor's using it on their 9, which is again about a $9,000 guitar. We have the full hand-laid abalone binding here. I'll try to get up close. This year we have a very nice blue translucence. Again, around the sound hole. Got the Z here. And I never, when I pick these guitars, literally every single one I pick from our lineup of guitars going out that day. I don't try to pick beauty queens here. These are the genuine guitars going out every day in our shop. So this is what you get when you order a guitar from us. Again, there's a lot of guys making videos out there, and they'll pick their very best ones. But generally, a lot of the ones you see in our videos are discount guitars, stuff like that we've used in the shop, simply because we're sold out of about 80% of our models most of the years. If you look at our website, most likely we're sold out and back ordered again. So it's we kind of grab from what we have to make these videos. But do remember, finally, we are the only guitar company with 100% money back guarantee and lifetime warranty, meaning you can try one of our guitars for a full month. If it doesn't work for you, we pick it up, we pay shipping both ways, and you're not out one penny. Again, we're the only guitar company who does that. That really puts us on the spot though to deliver a good guitar, because it costs a lot of money shipping guitars and bringing them back and boxing and getting them ready. Our return rate is under 1%. I'm sure if you've read the reviews on our guitars, we have a lot of reviews out there, thousands and thousands at this point, spanning 50 years. So you're at no risk to try one. If you have any questions or concerns about our guitars, don't be afraid to call or email. I am available 7 days a week, and my personal email is dennis@zager.com. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to call or email. I will take care of you. So I got to get this guitar back in the shop. It's going out today to some lucky customer. And again, if you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks, folks.